The occupying entrapment, the narcissistic abuse, and the pseudo personality they created through the Tippy Gang leader Gaslight of calling me Natasha, the Freemasonic occult term, which is the microchipping me into the Freemasonic occult sex trade for abuses I am not guilty of. Looking back on it after the research I did, it's causing my family to curse the fuck out of me, and it's being witnessed in real time at 8:12 p.m. on November 11, 2025. And what's it called? They just been brainwashed and conditioned to agree to his Gnostic Limegeton Liber Legis and all the forbidden rituals he does, and Freemasonic occult brainwashing of the United States specifically, causing the Ukraine war and the Russo-Ukraine war, facilitating Russian aggression, and what's it called, with the V2K, and what's it called, they're cursing me to behave like the pseudo personality of the false diagnosis and Natasha, quote unquote. Making me take it real fucking bad because the dude that my sister's with, I don't fucking like, and I don't want anything to do with his ass, to be honest with you. He don't help me with jack shit. And just like my other sister's boyfriend, that I didn't beat his ass when he beat her, and like I should have. And what's it called, what was I gonna say? And I'm challenging this fuck right now. He talking that shit with his forked ass tongue. I would knock the fuck out of this little motherfucker. I swear to God, if you don't shut the fuck up, I'm gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna let him know that it's too much. You gotta go. And what's it called? What was I gonna say? If I could think back to what I had to say based off of what were we talking about? That fucked me up. That fucked me up. Let me pause this. Oh yeah. This is where it's all gonna come down to. September, I was let go from Committed Courier Company. He said, get your shit together. I retrained for New York. I would walk everywhere, cycle, walk, redo my discipline to where I was riding 8 to 15 to 16 hours a day. And I was getting back to being able to do that again every like 1 to 3 to 5 days out of the week, instead of doing it every day like I used to before I got injured, and before I got caught up with Committed Courier earlier than I expected. If I worked in Cleveland and worked with him, and what's it called? I was training from September till about February of 2016, when my family, I was living on a Keystone house. I was trying to escape the Keystone house. Let me put it to you this way. What's it called? I had to say it like that. I was a mobile unit. I had all my possessions in 2 bags, 2 like travel bags. And then when I would be stationed somewhere, I would just let it go all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Just all around me. It made me swallow right now. I swear to God. Because this is where it comes down to, everybody, general public. You decide. And what's it called? I was training from September till about February. And what's it called? Around Keystone, around Parma, Cleveland. I'm being shit on because this is my word. This is my opinion versus the pseudo personality created that even the microwave hearing tortures people to believe. Even in Parma jail, I remember, and other jails and other places. So keep that in mind. What's it called? I'm good, police. What's it called? Don't detain me unless I go on the swinger site. Let's make that pact right now. If I go on that swinger site or I contact that one individual, then arrest me before it happens. Detain me. But if I don't, leave me the fuck alone. I'm good. I'm talking to a psychiatrist right now that came to see me. I don't fuck with psychiatry, but this dude is a Catholic psychiatrist, so what's it called? I'm seeing if he can help me. If he can't help me, then I already talked about it in a previous talk. What's it called? I just need some finances finally. You know what I'm saying? Come on, everybody. Stop being fucking stupid with his ass. Anyways, stop calling him a false diagnosis. That's what this comes down to. my family, because I would unpack my bags, my artwork, my gear, my clothes, and I would just unpack it. What's it called? I was used to living at this house. My family took me out of this house after the Occupy. I was living here for about a year after the Occupy, 2012, 13 to 2014, something like that. And then my parents just one day said, you got to get out this house. They never evicted me. They never called the police. They never got a formal eviction. All they did was took all my stuff, brought it back to my room on Keystone, my closet-sized room next to my mother, and the shared room my sister shared, and upstairs, and my father slept in the living room with a cluttered basement, no room, and cluttered garage. To this fucking day, bro. 37 years I've been dealing with his fucking cheating ass. And what's it called? Never call the police on my family. Never forced civil committed anyone. Never in my life even thought of doing that. Never knew it was possible until Valentine's Day 2016. Okay, I was used to keeping all my stuff at my grandma's house. I moved back to my closet-sized room. I'm like, what the fuck do I do? I was managing a full 3-bedroom house by myself. I'd have people come over. I had girls over here. I got laid over here. You know what I'm saying? And what's it called? What's it called? My family's like, why is he spending all his time in his room in the dark? Blah 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 blah. Because you took me out. I went through Occupy entrapment. You took me, I never got help for it because I didn't know who to talk to. You took me out of a 3-bedroom fucking house I was managing, even the shoveling the driveway and cutting the grass, that I was living by myself, to a closet-sized room with all that shit when you with y'all. And then from certain days when I had the house to myself, I would spread out all my stuff in the living room because nobody was in the fucking living room when my dad slept in the fucking living room. And he didn't sleep with my mother for whatever fucking reason. And what's it called? My family was like, they took pictures of all that shit. They took pictures of my room. They took pictures of how I would spread out my shit. And then when I was done organizing my stuff and finishing an art piece or something, I would pack it all up with my mobile active lifestyle. And I would keep them in those 2 bags. And then I was ready to be mobile. I could travel anywhere. And what's it called? Psh, knock, knock. Police come to the house on Valentine's Day 2016. And I said, what the fuck is this shit? And they said, you got to come with us. I said, for what? He said, we could do this the easy way or we could do this the hard way. And I said, when you said it like that, let's go. You know what I'm saying? I should have been like, fuck no, you ain't taking me nowhere. I didn't do shit. You know what I'm saying? But they got my family. However they did it, I still don't know the process without due process as a citizen of the United States. How in the state of Ohio and in the United States, someone goes about a forced civil commitment. But they did that. They got a forced civil commitment order for me. Sent me to St. Vincent's Charity Hospital, which is now closed. And what's it called? Valentine's Day 2016. I'll never forget that. I said, what the fuck is this shit? Take off my clothes. You know what I'm saying? Put you in a gown and you can't leave. I was there for like a week or 2. And then I can't finish the story because it hurts too much to think about. But I ended up in Metro after that because an altercation happened with my mother. And they called the police on me. Police said, go to the hospital. We could either drop you off at the border of Cleveland and Parma. And this was again, February. It was cold outside. And I didn't have my winter gear on from cycling. And they wouldn't let me grab it. They just said, you have to leave right now. We got to take you with what you got on. What's it called? We could either drop you off on the border of Parma and Cleveland, or we could take you to Parma Hospital. You could check yourself in for a night, sleep there for a night. And what's it called? You could leave tomorrow morning. I said, fuck it, let's just do that. It's too cold out. You know, I don't got my gear with me. I'll come back, get my gear or whatever. Backtrack. when I was in St. Vincent's, the warrant they got for me, however they got it, what's it called? I read it. I asked the doctor if I could read it. She said I had psychosis based off of the warrant state. Mind you, this doctor was not watching me. She just read the statement, the warrant statement, and off of it thought I had psychosis. I said, "Can I read the warrant statement, doctor?" She was a good doctor. And she said, "Sure." I said, "Doctor, 10% of this paper is true, fact. 40%, 60% of this paper happened like 8 years ago. And that was a reaction. Oh no, 40%. I would say 10% of it was true. 40% of this happened about 8 years ago. That was a reaction. And the other 60% is all fucking lies." And she respected what I said. Let me go in a week or two, didn't force me on nothing. And then let's move ahead. When I go to Parma Hospital, they put me on the psych floor because I just got out of Vincent's. And what's it called? They put me in a suicide watch room with a security guard right outside the door. And I'm right next to the front desk, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? But I thought nothing about it. Next day, I'm thinking to myself, okay, he said I can be free to go if I check myself in and, slept here. Can I go? No. Why can't I go? They're like, because we got to take you to Metro Hospital. Oh, no. I talked to a psychiatrist from University Hospital again, just like this past fucking time. Fucking bullshit ass university psychiatrist. And what's it called? I had a phone interview. No, I had a computer interview at 7 in the morning. This was about February 26th of 2016 around. And what's it called? They wake you up, and then they do this in certain psych wards. They wake you up like 7, 8 in the morning, and the doctor talks to you, and you were sleeping. And they like to do that to the patient because that's where they're quote unquote unconscious and inability to function or think what they're fucking saying. And what's it called? Quote unquote, get them fresh in the morning. And that's what happened to me. I woke up in a daze, and then I was talking to this woman and I explained to her what went on. I didn't think nothing about it. Then, what's it called? They pink slipped me to Metro. And I said, what the fuck, bro? I said, can I leave now? They said, no. I said, why can't I fucking leave now? And they said, because you're going to Metro. I'm like, what the fuck you mean I'm going to Metro? Police said that if I check myself in here, I could sleep here for one night and then I could walk out tomorrow. They're like, no, you can't leave here. Don't even try to go out those fucking doors. I said, fuck. Anyways, mind you, the first diagnosis off of the falsified paperwork from my family was at St. Vincent's with psychosis based off of the lies they stated. And then I go to Metro, and what's it called? I talked to a doctor. He's like, what's it called? You could check yourself in or be here involuntarily. I said, they fucking sent me here, bro, against my will. Police said I checked myself in. I could leave after my family kicked me out. And what's it called? They fucking sent me here, bro. I'm not signing nothing. He's like, you could take Abilify. He said, we want to put you on Abilify. I'm like, what the fuck is Abilify? I said, I'm good. I don't take pharmaceuticals. I smoke cannabis for medicinal cannabis, for my PTSD and all that. And he said, okay. You know what I'm saying? We'll watch you, and then, if you're good, you could leave. I said, okay. That's where I met Elizabeth Henderson Diorio, who specializes in schizophrenic diagnosis from some makeshift university in the South somewhere in 2016. Eugen Bueller. And what's it called? Mind you, I'm riding 8 to 16 hours on a bicycle. My heart's going to stop if I don't keep my cardio discipline. Bicycle is not a prison discipline. Okay. But in the Metro Psych ward, it used to be circular, a circular floor. It was all in a big circle. So what I decided to do to cope with being in there was be a track star. I didn't know it was called a track star at the time, but I thought the only way to keep my heartbeat and my cardio discipline going was walk all day. That's what I did every day. Every single day from the moment I woke up to the moment I went to sleep, I walked around the fucking unit just all day long. I went to groups. I ate my food, but I didn't watch no television. I didn't make no phone calls. I was trying to reach an attorney. After the attorney came up to me. He's like, if you have any problems, call me. The number was at my parents' house and they wouldn't give me his number. Anyways, what's it called? I walked and walked and walked and walked and walked, and Diorio is saying, what's it called? Your psychomotor is running. And I'm like, okay. Obviously. I ride a bike 8 to 16 hours a day as a discipline. I practice an active lifestyle. This woman wearing high heels, fucking lab coat, and sits and walks in the office all day long. That's all the fuck she does, cardio. And at the time before that happened, I was trying to find a neuroscientist that was an amateur racer or rode as much as I did, because that's the only type of doctor that would fucking understand what I'm going through psychologically and physically. Hear me? And that didn't happen. This fucking crazy ass woman, and she accused me of schizophrenia. She misdiagnosed me schizophrenic, and I'm like, I smoke cannabis for medicine, and I disagree with you. And she's trying to put me on Zyprexa. And because it's a sedative, because my psychomotor's running and I'm walking all day, she wanted to knock me the fuck out. And what's it called? I refused. I said, I'm good. I don't want no fucking side. I don't take no pharmaceuticals, and I never plan on it to this day, unless it's a fucking Suboxone or an opiate. You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking nothing. And what's it called? So she said, oh, well, days go by, right? 20 days, 25 days. Day 29, she wants to pass a forced medication order on me. She wanted to take me to court to see if the judge, after 30 days of being locked up, she wanted to take me, after 2 weeks in Vincent's, she wanted to take me to court in the psych floor without a legal defender, without my attorney, and what's it called? Accusing me of paranoid schizophrenia, and because she specializes in eugenics, Bueller's wonderful contribution to Sigmund Freud's Freemasonic psychoanalysis. Whatever, I heard she's a Nazi. I heard she's a Mason. I heard she was a part of the Occupy entrapment, and I heard she's a practicing occultist to the Catholic Orthodox churches. For all y'all who fucking feed into the pseudo personality that they created through the Tippy Gang leader Gaslight off of this shit. Reading my medical files. This was my first lawsuit. This is where, anyways, let me keep going. She's like, okay, tomorrow you're going to court. I said, for what? She said, forced medication. What the fuck you mean? She said, you're going to go to court to see if the judge thinks you need to be on forced medication. I said, why the fuck would you even do that to me? Obviously because she makes a stipend off of putting somebody on a new medication. And she believes in Bueller like he wasn't a racist and didn't understand rider cultures to this day, what I was experiencing. The same abuses. And what's it called? I'm walking around the ward. 8 o'clock rolls around. You're not allowed to have sugar after 8 p.m. It's like 8:03 on the dot, flat out. And I'm just like, for whatever reason, I come up to one of the nursing staff and I said, I need to replace my blood sugar really bad. I've been walking all fucking day. I need some fucking glucose replacement. She said, it's after 8 o'clock. You can't have sugar. And I said, what's it called? I said, it's 8:03. It just passed 8 o'clock. Can you please just let me have some sugar? Like, I'm so fucking, I need to replace my glucose, my blood sugar. I'm drowsy, tired, fatigued, all that shit. And she said, no. I said, listen, woman, if you don't give me some sugar, and I didn't say it violent. I just said, if you don't give me some sugar, it was right there over some like walled glass. I said, if you don't give me some sugar, I'm going to reach my hand over and grab some fucking sugar. Her response, word for word, was, go to your room. Talk to me like I'm some fucking dog. And I'm like, I ain't your fucking dog. That's what I said, word for word. And what's it called? She called the police, and my family just cursed me. And bullshit, person my sister's with, and fucked up my left shoulder for a reason, because they're held accountable for doing this to me, and why this diagnosis was placed in my medical records, and why it's coded to the MK Ultra U.S. United States patent list, even in a subliminal advertisement for everyone watching television. What's it called? I have to say the story, man. I told my mom, about it, and the police came in the room. She called the police on me because I didn't go in my room. They dragged me into the isolation room day before my forced medication hearing. I had no issues the whole time except walking around the ward. And I had my cell phone contact numbers of everyone I met in the city. And in a silk bandana, navy blue, black silk bandana I got from the thrift store. And I kept it in my crotch it was in my crotch when I went into that isolation room. And I had to use the bathroom. The police held me down and shot me with an injection. And I don't know what the fuck was in it. I asked the next day, I asked the psychiatrist what the fuck was in that injection. She said Ativan and like 4 other things. And after they shot me, they left me in there. There was no bathroom in the isolation room, and I had to piss. I had to use I had to urinate. I'll put it that way, medical terminology. And I was knocking on the door screaming like, I have to use the bathroom. I have to use the bathroom. I have to use the bathroom before I pass out so I don't piss myself. They ignored me, the nurses. So I was about to pass out, getting drowsy. I pissed in the corner of the room because that's all I could do. They didn't give me a bottle. They didn't give me shit. And then, I passed out until the morning. This was around 8 p.m. again, the night before. And when I woke up, I didn't piss my pants. I pissed in the corner of the room, right? And I had all my numbers in the silk bandana in my crotch. I woke up. My numbers with my silk bandana in my crotch were missing. All right. I asked the nurses the next day. I said, what the fuck happened to my numbers that were by my fucking phallus in my pants? They had it behind the desk. I talked to Diorio, and she had a conversation with me, and she said, this is the most pleasant I've ever spoke to you this whole time. And you know what I said to her? I don't remember one fucking word I said to you. Anyways, that day I had to go to court for forced medication. Obviously, because of that altercation, the judge was like, damn, bro, unfortunately, we got to put you on something. So they kept me detained and put me on Zyprexa. Knocked me out as it's designed to, lobotomized me as it's designed to, and then I had allergic reaction to it. And she was saying to me, all you have to do is take the Abilify, and you could stop taking the Zyprexa, and I'll let you go. I said, fuck off, bitch, in kinder terms. I said, I'm not taking none of this shit. And when they passed the forced medication, 2 times a day, police would come in the room, shut everyone in their rooms, And they're like, "Are you gonna take your meds?" I'm like, "The drugs? Fuck no. I ain't taking that shit. I'm not even supposed to be in here." And what's it called? Like 2 to 5 Metro Police would hold me down and force inject me in my gluteus maximus or my left or right arm. So I might have graphite or